What's good, more Cardman viewers? We're here for another video where we go through something random that we choose on stream for members. I wanted to do a tier maker. We were looking through some options. Decided I haven't done this before. Maybe you guys, would want to see what I have to say with this. Ultimate Footy Food Tier List Tier Maker. That's what they've named it. I made a couple of years ago, as you can see there. I haven't gotten anyone to make it for me. I haven't made it myself, and it's a bit of a shit one, to be honest. I feel like this could certainly have been improved. There is live chat on the right, so they're going to influence the decisions as well. If a lot of them think a certain food should be in a certain spot, maybe I'll put one up a tier, maybe I'll put one below a tier. This will just be off my own experiences. I don't like the rankings either. Harry Mackay being last. Rephrase it to shit. We'll keep God tier. Like solid, I'd probably go that most times. Occasional, sort of, maybe I'll occasionally get this. Rarely. I know this is sort of more ranking it on how often I would get it, as opposed to how much I would actually want it. But you know what? Okay, like if it's you'll get it occasionally. It's all right. If you rarely get it, it's like, fuck. If that's the only option, maybe. And then the shit, obviously shit. Burger. We'll start off in order. Burgers. This certainly isn't a burger well, it depends on like where you go. I wouldn't put it in God tier or solid, because for a footy feed you don't often actually get I mean, mainly chicken burgers. So I don't know how often they get burgers, but it's not that often. It would be an occasional for myself, and it's solid. But I think, like everything, it's overpriced. But I think the burgers at the footy are probably more overpriced than they should be, than if you compare it to some of the other foods that you can get. So I'm just going to put it in occasionally. Like Royal Stacks at the MCG is good. It's not good enough to be spending $20 every week, so that's why I only get that like if I'm desperate. So we'll just do it occasionally. I reckon I've had a burger at the footy, on the odd occasion. Now I'm going to have to zoom in for this. The photo is shit. That's chicken. Chicken and chips. I used to get it a lot more than I do now. I think maybe because I've reduced the chicken size, serving sizes, and the chicken, because I do just do chicken and chips. The chicken has gotten more stale and dry as of late, at Marvel especially. The MCG, there is this place called the Big Chicken, and they do the best crispy chicken and chips that you can get. That would be up probably God tier, but it dumbs down with how shit you can get chicken at some stadiums. And you only get 2 now. You used to be able to get 3. So they've reduced the serving size and they've upped the prices. So it's like $18 for like 2 little bits of chicken tenders and chips. Really shit value. I might even have to like rephrase it, because it's like you can get a certain food option more often than not and it still be shit, as opposed to not getting that often but it being really good. Maybe we put in solid just for how much I do get that, and because of how good the chicken and chips is at the MCG, personally. But yeah. Alright, next up we have a like crisps, I guess. You get at the no, who really gets it at the footy though? Like genuinely, who the fuck goes to the footy and gets like a bag of Smith chips for $6? If you really want that, you would just sneak it in. Go to Woolies, get it for like $2 on special. Like I guess you can't go wrong when you have it. It's going to be the same everywhere, but it's sort of like, for me, a rarely. Shit is honestly going to be reserved for something I just would never have. And probably, maybe not just being at the footy, just in general, personally, like chocolate bar is something I would be less likely to get, because it's so fucking expensive at the footy. It is so fucking expensive at the footy to get like a crunchy bar for like $5-6. So because of that, I'll never do it. I always skip past it. I like chocolate a lot, but I'd almost put it in shit. So you can put that in shit if you want. Like, a footy feed is not... If you're going to the footy and you tell me what's a good footy feed, no one goes like fucking buys a bag of chips and gets a chocolate bar. I think these have to be kept in the same spot, but I think this is a bit worse than that. It could go down to shit though. Is that tea, or is that supposed to be coffee? Or is that hot chocolate? Because I'd probably rather a hot chocolate at the footy, and I have had it a few times. I don't get it that often though. Like a lot of these I wouldn't get that often, but it can still be alright. So where do we put this? Maybe I'll have a look at some of the other options. The age demographic's probably not going to be so hot on coffee. I'm just going to say that's coffee. Or do we want to say it's hot chocolate? And that might be coffee. That could be hot chocolate. If that's hot chocolate, it's a shitty tea maker this is. I'm not going to lie. But if that's hot chocolate, let's go occasionally. Okay, I'm guessing though dim sims. I don't like dim sims. That's a hot take. So if I had to do it, I'd put it in shit. But let's just hold it for that. Because if I just don't like a food, but others do, let's see what they have to say, and we'll balance it out. But I wouldn't get that. And it's also something you don't really get at the footy. Like, you're not going to get that Marvel. You're not going to get the MCG. You only get it like a local footy game. I think that's what it is, though. I think that they are dim sims. The one in the mugs, the coffee. The one in the cups are... I'm going to go... Let's say that's hot chocolate. Alright, no one wants to add their input. I'm just going to put shit. Simple as that. And I'm going to same with the fish and chips. I don't like seafood. Feel free to disagree with me with all this, but it is a shit footy feed because it's just a shit feed in general. Fish and chips suck. You hate seafood, but fish and chips is elite. I remember I went to one of these St Kilda events last year, and they had these little cups of like... Well, I thought they were chicken fingers. I'm like, okay, I'll have a few. I bit into one of them, and later realised that they were not chicken fingers. They were fish, like fish bits. Also, the salad. You're not going to get salad at the footy. It'd just be too difficult to eat, and just odd. No one's doing that. So, yeah, so far we haven't started great. I'd say it's shit. Yeah, I guess we're talking just at the footy. If you want to bump fish and chips up, but then again, it's just like, well, it's not really my tea maker then. But then I could have just done this in my own time and had my own opinion. I'm letting you guys decide as well. Let's just put hot chips and God tier. I think everyone can agree. Like, the main item that people get when they go to the footy would probably be that. I think most times I'd get chips in some way, shape or form. They've gotten better at Marvel, and I reckon at the G. I actually think they're better at Marvel now. The G, they've fucked the chips. They put too much pepper on the chips at the G. Some places do it better than others, but all consistent. Like, you know, put it down together. It probably has to go up in the top. So let's say, yeah, everyone says yes. Put it at the top. Adelaide chips are good. SCG chips are alright. I used to really hate GMHBA's chips. They're alright now as well. I can't really tell you like a really bad stadium for chips. Maybe I should have also done chip review for every ground, but I only did the pies. I think Manuka. I think I had Manuka chips. I'm not sure. I'm going to NG Stadium this week for the Giants Hawthorn game, so I can try it there. I think they have chicken salt, but NG Stadium's fucking a rip-off of shit house. Alright, so I think that this is coffee. Sorry, no, I think this is hot chocolate. I think that this is coffee. By the way, I just realised maybe I should move this so it's not like blocking what I'm actually grabbing. Because you probably can't even see what I'm talking about. I'm going to move it. Not a massive coffee guy, to be honest, and not really something I get at the footy. You know, there are some that always get coffees at the footy, but I'm not that sort of person, so it would probably be a rarely for me. I don't think it's a shit. It's not shit, but it's also not a footy food. Like, you can't have coffee in the tea maker. It's a fucking coffee. So let's just put it in rarely. All right, hot dogs. Yeah, I don't think coffee's shit. If I get offered a coffee, I'd probably say yes, but I'd probably take a hot... You're saying it looks like hot chocolate. It doesn't matter. Well, you have them in both, but normally you have a hot chocolate on one of these as opposed to a coffee, where you normally have a coffee in one of these. You don't really get a hot chocolate on one of these sort of mugs at the footy, especially. Well, you're not going to get one of those in one of those mugs at the footy, anyways. Hot dogs, I'd say, are solid. I agree. I remember I had to eat like 4 or 5 of them for one of the tipping challenges, but the hot dog, you can't go wrong. I get a hot dog every now and then. Pretty good. Yeah, probably need sauce though, normally for the hot dogs to be alright, but you know, they rarely go wrong with a hot dog. You sort of know what you're going to get. I think overall they're better than chicken and chips. Luke agrees. This, obviously, ice cream. Now, I mean, no one goes to the footy. It depends on the stadium. There are actually some stadiums where you can get ice cream like that, and ice cream. Ice cream is solid. So I probably would have solid, but then you think about how expensive ice cream can be. I would honestly probably put ice cream. Yeah, the ice cream Canberra is solid, but I think it's really expensive as well. Ice cream at Adelaide Oval's good. Actually, Adelaide Oval ice cream it bangs. So I'm going to put in solid for that. Next up, we have hot jam donuts. It is as iconic as a dessert gets at the footy. And yeah, the Milo scoop shakes are always pretty iconic, and the Maxi Bonds, but I rarely go and get them. I only ever get them maybe if others are, or if I'm just like feeling so much like an ice cream. But yeah, I don't really want to spend $7.50 for a Maxi Bond. They're like $8. It's too expensive. But if it's free, mate, I'll steal as many as I can. But yeah, hot jam donuts are pretty good. Like, I like ice cream more than hot jam donuts just as a dessert. But what I will say is, for a footy feed, hot jam donuts are always the staple. And they have them at the G now. They have them at like most stadiums. They obviously outside the G, they have that food truck, and I get hot jam donuts every now and then. Make you a bit sick if you have too many of them, but I think you can go no wrong with putting it in solid, to be honest. Next up, we got lollies. So I assume these are just bagged lollies, and I think let's just put under the same bracket as this one, and rarely. You might be a sporting lure, you might get a pack of lollies for the lads if you really want to, but g'day Footy Flicks for your message earlier. No, these aren't jelly beans. I don't think jelly beans deserve it, but lollies is a fair to put that in. It's like a bag of like Allen's lollies, just rarely. Okay, pies. You can't go past a meat pie. Now, there are pies that are obviously better than others. I've made a video on TikTok and Instagram. If you guys have seen, you'll know, on all the pies. So I've tried a pie at every ground, and I normally get a pie. So meat pie, I reckon, goes God for me. They're the two feeds that I get most of the time at the footy anyways. What the fuck? Are they nuts? Who the fuck gets nuts at the footy? I don't even think you can get nuts at the footy. Some pies are cheaper than others, though. Nuts are shit, though. Like, nuts are okay. No, I only have nuts if I need it, eat it for, like, maybe, like, to get a bit of extra, like, protein, maybe. But nuts on its own at the footy, they're shit. It's not even a rarely thing. It's never. If you're at home, like, maybe my dad would have a bag of nuts watching the footy on TV. That maybe, but no, that's shit. All right, next up we have pizzas. Now, they have pizza at the footy. I don't get it very often because, actually, can I say something? Most of the time I get a pizza at the footy, it is shit. I had a pizza at the SCG, it was really shit in my finals video. It was so bad. I've had pizzas at Marvel. It's all right. It's okay. And at the MCG as well. I love pizza like anyone else, but I think for the footy, pizza is not that good. The pizzas that I've had, maybe just the way they've made them, they're just not that great. I don't know, like the dough was certainly a lot more undercooked than it should have been, for sure. It just didn't taste great. So I am gonna chuck it in the rare. Well, rarely, and also, so a few things can fit into this bracket. So it's something that I wouldn't mind having, but I rarely get it because it's expensive, or it's just average, like just not great. And I think a pizza at the footy that I've had is just not great, that I've had personally. So let's just put it in there. All right, these are like these are hash brown. Oh no, potato cakes. Yeah, these are potato cakes. I like potato cakes, but I mean, now we have to think, because you don't really get potato cakes at the footy. A local footy, yes. Maybe just put in. I think they're solid, but because you don't really get them at the AFL, I don't get them that often. So it's sort of like an occasionally for me. I put in the same sort of category as burgers. Alex agrees. Next up, we have party pies and sausage rolls. In all fairness, I have had them at the footy before, but in the corporate box. It sounds weird, like you don't get them anywhere else, but you get them at a corporate box, and you never get them anywhere else but a corporate box. But it's a great, like, you can't go wrong with that. Obviously, it's a rarely, and I have it rarely, but when I do have it, it's solid. And it's better than having chips, lollies, and chocolate. So I know it's a cooked ranking that I've made this, but I'm going to put in solid. Now we're getting fucking weird here. Pepsi. Let's just go soft drink in general. Probably God tier, like solid to God. If you're going to have soft drink and hot chocolate and water, you should have beer or alcohol. Well, you're not going to have every single beer or alcoholic beverage available because it'd be too long of a list. But let's just say soft drink as a whole. I've recently stopped getting soft drink at the footy more because it's just expensive, and I'd probably be better off with just the water at the footy anyways. So, but yeah, I think people want God tier, so we'll chuck it there. If you're at the footy and you get like a Pepsi or a Coke, a pint of chips, normally you're pretty good with that. Okay, Thermos. Having food there overnight and eating at the footy. Well, I don't think I've ever done that before, to be honest. So I don't know. And what food? It's just the fucking Thermos. That's what it is. I don't know how to rank that. I wouldn't have had this in my tier maker. Obviously, you can't get this at the footy. You have to bring it from home. So, chat, you guys pick for me. I don't know. If you've had the food from there, what is it good at the footy? This one I can't really rank. Because I don't really want to put it in shit. But I've never had it. So I'd probably put it in rarely. Or shit. I think just if you're bringing food from home, it's pretty shitty. What is that? Yeah, no one here does that. So I think if you do it, you're a loose unit, and I'm gonna put in shit. I was gonna put it in rarely, not great, but then again, I've never had it, so I guess you don't know till you have tried it. But someone let me know in the comments. It's fucking souvlaki. God, can I just say at the footy, it's too messy. You need to have like a plate if you're having like. It depends, I guess, the situation. If you're out at 2 o'clock after you've been drinking or whatever, then it doesn't matter. You can have a kebab. But at the footy, not for me. I'm not fucking having a goddamn souvlaki. I think that's a souvlaki, definitely is. I've had it a couple times and I put it in rarely / not great, personally. It's not quite shit, but it's just barely. Like, it's not for me. Now, I'm not a big seafood man. I said before, I don't like sushi either. Could be controversial. If we're going to Japan, maybe it's a bit different. Okay, that might be where I'd be like, oh, sushi's alright. But not at the footy. I would say it's shit, personally. But other people, let's see what others have to say in the chat. Alex says shit. I agree, shit. We only got 10 people watching because there's members, so the more we do it, the more we grow. We have actually done this stream late, so if you're watching the replay for the video, it's like 10:52. Normally we do these earlier. Let's just go shit then. Jeez, these footy feeds are not great, and then just bottled water, which shouldn't be in this tier maker, but I guess if you've got like the Thermos and all that, then maybe water. I mean, you can never go wrong with a good. I'd actually also put it in God tier. Like if at any stage you had a nice cold bottle of water, especially on a hot day, there's never really a time where you're not gonna want water. I remember at the Gatherand games, the Barossa games, the Norwood game, when it was really, really hot, this would have been in its own tier above. You can't see because I'm blocking, but like this would have been here. So I think, yeah, a good cold bottle of water from like Pump or Coolridge or Mount Franklin, God tier. The water fountains are okay. They wouldn't be put in the God tier because they're too inconsistent. They're not as good. Okay, so that's the tier maker. I was just figuring out what else I could probably potentially have added as well. I mean, if you're at like Optus Stadium, you probably have 50 other items here. Like as well, chips on a stick could have been chucked there if you wanted to. Nachos. I think for the footy, it's a bit too messy. Sandwiches. Yeah, you could put a sandwich in, you can get a sandwich at the footy. Chicken wings I've had chicken wings before, that'd be alright. What else? What else can you get at the footy? Because you can get more than this. And we're talking like, even like at a local game, you could probably get a snag. Snag's alright. HSP. Yes, that's you can get that as well. Butter chicken. I think you can get butter chickens also. Locke's just become a member for 3 years. Fuck yes. Thank you so much, Locke. Good luck with the Crows this week. I'll be tipping them. Yeah, I think off the top of my head. I mean, popcorn maybe something. I mean, yeah, you don't really get popcorn heaps, but you can get popcorn at the footy. Chocolate strawberries strawberries if you want to spend $20 at the Adelaide Oval. But yeah, I think that's a fair ranking. I know no one's going to fully agree with this, so let me know what would you say down below if you had to pick 3 items from this list as your ideal three punch combination at the footy, what would it be? I think you've just got to go chips, pie, and probably a drink, because you don't want to have a dry feeling in them. Like a Powerade as well, but you can sort of just throw it under the soft drink category, and like alcohol as well. Like a good beer or a hard rated doesn't go wrong, but because of how expensive it is, and because I rarely honestly get alcohol at the footy, I only ever get alcohol at the footy is if I'm with a bunch of other people and I'm planning on getting fucked that night. But if I'm just not really planning on getting fucked that night, then I'll just have a water or a soft drink. All right, there you go. Thank you all for watching, and if you want to become a member, become a member. Do another one of these next week. Cheers.